Much for that. Now moving on to Bansal Wire. Reported a decent set of numbers in Q4. The top line and the bottom line went up by nearly 35%. Pranav Bansal, Managing Director and CEO of the company, is now with us on the show. Pranav, hi, morning. This is Rima here. Good quarter. Now as we look ahead, what can you guide for FY26 in terms of volume, since there is incremental capacity which comes on stream? And what was the volume number and the growth in FY25?
Sure. Hi. So 25 has been a good year for us. We closed at about 3.5 lakh tons in volume, which we started off the year with 2.5. So that was a good jump that we were able to see. Of course, part of it was due to consolidation. Looking ahead, even in FY26, we see some good volumes coming in. Now that we have about 5.6 lakh tons of installed capacity with us, we are looking to ramp that up very soon and very quickly. So we are looking at about 20-30% jump in volume.
Looking at 20 to 30% jump in your volumes. Pranav, good morning. Thank you for joining in. I'd like to ask you about the Dadri facility. You had earlier mentioned that you had mentioned in the previous quarter that you see around 20 to 25% utilizations there. What are the current utilization levels, and do you expect them to ramp up in the new financial year?
So in fact, we closed at about 40% utilization for the last month of the year. So with that, we would try to utilize that to the maximum level possible this year. That's how we are looking at a 20 to 30% volume jump. And now with that capacity, we had 5.6 lakh tons in total, which will also jump by about 1.2 lakh tons in the next 2 quarters as well.
So your installed capacity will now, say by the end of next fiscal year, would stand at 6.8 lakh tons. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Okay. This is in lieu of the demand that we are looking at, or we're seeing from our customers in all our entities.
Okay, but your volumes, you're saying, will only go up, say, by 30% on a base of 3.5 lakhs. So 4.5 lakh tons would be the volumes in terms of the sales?
That's the least that we're looking at. Although this year will be a year where we would want to ramp up our volumes even higher.
So what would be the realistic volume growth? Because you're giving a guidance of 20 to 30%, but you're saying it should be even more than 30%.
I mean, that's the target, but I think a safe estimate should be about 20-30%, in which we should be able to very easily.
Pranav, are you witnessing a slowdown in any of your segments? As far as your business mix is concerned, most of your business is towards the auto segment. Then you go into infrastructure, engineering, durables, and miscellaneous as well. Do you expect this mix to remain how it is in this financial year as well? And in the sectors mentioned, are you seeing any slowdown so far? What is the kind of on-ground scenario you're witnessing currently?
So our main strategy has been to diversify as much as we can in different end users, and that has worked for us throughout the years. This year should also not be very different. We are looking at a similar product mix even this year. This in turn with a lot of new products that we have added. I think automotive will be the largest end user as was last year. And on the demand side also, we see good demand coming from our customers. We are also increasing our market share in those customers while adding new products, new offerings for those customers.
But Pranav, now that your Dadri facility has now ramped up, as you mentioned, you ended the year at around 40 to 45%. Do you see an improvement in your EBITDA per ton levels from the current levels? If you could mention, what are the current levels and what are you anticipating the growth to in the new year?
So we are now implementing a 2-year strategy in which FY26 will be a year where we want to grab a higher market share, even if we have to sacrifice our EBITDA a little bit, so that by FY27 we can come back to the same level of EBITDA with a higher base. And plus with that, we will also be established in our backward integration project by FY27. So that will also give a push in our EBITDA going forward. But for FY26, because of the product mix and because of a higher volume base that we are targeting, we feel that the EBITDA might go down by 10% in per ton basis. But of course, in absolute numbers, it will definitely go up because of the 20-30% increase in volumes.
So EBITDA per ton will go down by 10% in FY26 is what you're trying to say as you try to gain market share.
Absolutely.
So
And
what
of
is the
course,
current?
this is also a mix of product mix. It also differs in the product mix.
What is your current market share, Pranav? What are you targeting to get to?
So currently, I think we would be at about 8%, 9% kind of a market share, and the industry grows at about 7% every year, whereas we've been growing at 20-25%. So every year we gain some market share.
What about exports? What's the contribution of exports to your overall revenue? Say FY25, what did it grow at?
So last year we closed at about 10% of our revenues in export, and I think that is our target even for this year. We are a company that is focused on the domestic market, and that is where we see a lot of good demand coming from. Of course, export should also grow at a reasonable pace, but the percentage of export in our total revenue should be similar.
What about your Capex plans? Pranav, you've highlighted that there is a 600 crore investment in Sanand that you're making for a 1.8 lakh ton steel plant and a stainless steel wire facility as well. You are currently debt free. So how are you funding these? Is all of the 600 crore being funded via internal accruals?
So majority of it will be absolutely funded through internal accruals. We've done an EBITDA of about 270 to 80 crores last year, and that should only increase this year and the year going ahead. So in the next 2 years, we should have enough internal accruals to fund this with some mix of it.
What will be the asset turn?
Asset turn, I do not have those numbers right.
All right, Pranav, thank you so much for sparing time and joining us today. Wish you good luck for the rest of the year as well. The management of Bansal Wire there on the road ahead for the company. Take a short break. A quick chart check on the other side as the Nifty is now slumped to the lowest point of the day. Sudeep Shah of SBI Securities joins in with some trading ideas as well. Stay tuned.